Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to discuss on a topic from the team cyberbullying. The focus is peers. Peers should play a more important role in tackling cyberbullying. Before we start, we are going to introduce ourselves. My name is ZAKWAN bin ZAMRI. My metric number is 207913.
And my name is HUSSAINI bin HASLAN, and my metric number is 206544.
And my name is SRIVENGADESH and my matrix number is 206260.
And my name is Shahmi bin Azhar with matrix number 208128.
Okay, before we start, I'm going to say the focus again. Peers should play a more important role in tackling cyberbullying. So, do you guys have any things to say regarding the topic?
Well, I might as well begin. So, bullying is a negative issue. No matter what form it is, it's faced by the students, which isn't fun whatsoever. In this now digital era, the most recent form this issue has developed into is cyberbullying. And as per my view, I think the most effective tool we can use to curb cyberbullying is using peer pressure. Remember the saying, birds of a feather flock together? It's true. I find peer pressure very effective in helping to curb this problem, as peers have the most similar mindset to the victim. Peers also have the least technological gap with the victims, as peers are more likely to have the similar exposure to technology, as they are likely to be on the same gen, like Gen Y, Gen Z, like that. Furthermore, in this point, I don't think parents can be of much use, as they have a generational gap between them and the victim, their age gap or their tech gap, and they may not know how to handle the issue effectively, as they might not be tech savvy. So, does anyone want to add on or disagree, agree with me?
Yeah, I'm strongly agree with you, Sri, because I personally think that teenagers spend most of their time in the internet and the social media. So they are the ones that understand the most how the social media works and how to handle when getting a certain backlash that they receive by posting or tweeting something. By the way, peer are also one of the friends and followers. Peer might be also one of the friends and followers in the social media. So they are among the first one to notice the conflict that occur in the social media. So they can play a big role in giving some advices to cope the situation as early as possible to avoid the situation from getting worse. By the way, since peers are considered similar as they have the same ages as well as doing the same activity, like what Sri said, they might have taken a better action on tackling the situation. Other than that, they also are the closest one that have noticed the changes in mental and physical appearance, especially for the students that live in the boarding school and also college. In this situation, I think peers are the ones that are the most suitable. So what about you guys?
Yes, I also really agree with Fad, because in my point of view, peers are suitable in tackling cyberbullying because maybe there are some peers outside there that are trained well as peer supporters during their school days or university days. Of course, they have a lot of skills and experiences regarding ways on how to help and solve people's problems because they have been trained with counseling skills such as how to be an active listener and communicator, as well as how to protect someone's confidentiality. Moreover, peer supporters are also capable to increase levels of self-esteem, confidence, and positive feelings possessed by someone. These are especially several things that need to be improved in bullying victims, as they often feel underappreciated. For example, I also have a friend that are very active as a peer supporters during his university day, and until now he always offer listening service and support for me to help resolve all my problems from many aspects. So, what do you think is that?
I'm sorry guys, but I am unfortunately disagree with all of you guys, because I believe that parents play play a more important role in tackling cyberbullying, because as Fad said that peers are the closest one in boarding school. But in my point of view, I think parents are the closest one with the possible victims or possible bullies, because they have been living in the same house since the cyberbullies and possible victims since they were born. So I think the parents play an important role by maybe they can be their role model from since they were little, and then they must teach them how to handle cyberbully and not to bully other people. Furthermore, parents are the closest companions to the peers or children. They must talk regularly and specifically with their children about online issues like just like Faiz said, they are the but I'm saying in context of parents. Parents are the one that can identify the earliest if their children has something going inside their head, like mental health issues, like if they have been bullied or if they are bullying people, mental health issues like depression, or just simply unsolved problems that has been bugging them ever since.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can I express something?
Sure.
Okay, I'm partially agree with you, Izzat, because as we can see that parents are the one that should monitor the activity of their children. They can give education and advice on the proper use of social media to avoid any unwanted circumstances. However, parents might somehow don't understand how the situation go, as they are not using the social media. Even some parents see the conflict occurring in the internet as something that is just a small matter. They might just scold their children to just let it go. So the action that they might have taken may not be significant, as they may take some action that might go wrong, that can affect the mental health of their children. They might have banning the internet or taking away their children's phone. So this can cause a much worse situation. In this situation, I think that peer is the one that can support the victim very well.
I'm sorry for the law, but I have something to say. Against your point just now. I believe that parents, firstly, parents will not underreact their children by telling like to shut off or just to deal with the bullying, because the emotional pain of being bullied is very real and have long-lasting effects. And secondly, parents don't take away the gadgets when this happen, because it only forces kids to be more secretive. As I said before, parents has been living with the possible victims of possible bullies since they were born. So they are the most trustworthy among them. So I think parents can set the time limits and explain the reasons for them and discuss rules for online safety and internet use. It's okay if the parents themselves don't know well how about the social medias, and they don't know how the technologies work, since they are from different era. As long as they have the urge to protect their children from being bullied or from being bully, I think it's okay. And they should ask their children to contribute to establishing the rules. Then they will be more inclined to follow them. If they are being bullied, be supportive, understanding, find out how long the bullying has been going on, and ensure that you will work together to find a solution. And let your children know they are not to blame for being bullied.
So,
Anyone wants to add on or agree?
So I want to support Fad opinion by in my point of view, I would like to say that there is another reason why peers should tackle cyberbullying. The reason is peers are the most reliable reference groups for adolescents, and nowadays we know that teenagers are the most cyber users. The proof is we can see around us that almost all teenagers have their own social media accounts like Instagram and so on. In fact, this causes cyberbullying cases involving teenagers is the highest compared to others. So, since peers are the closest person to teenagers would feel more comfortable to tell their problems. I think teenagers are more confident of peers as a person that can help to solve their cyberbullying problems.
So I think that's a good point there. Can I add something? But then this, however, does not related to parents or peers.
Oh, it's not related to the parents or the peers.
Yes.
So what are you going to talk about?
So I personally think that the social media company also play a huge role on encountering the cyberbully, because they have the authority to delete the inappropriate comments and messages in the social media. However, the social media users are vastly huge in amount, so they might not have the will to monitor each and every person. In this case, social media companies should have upgrade their service for a better users experience. But for now, I strongly agree that by listening to everyone, I strongly agree that peers are the most suitable person to tackle the cyberbullying.
Okay, so far so good, but since till now we have been discussing separately as parents or the peers are more effective in curbing the cyberbullying. But now I'm going to merge the two of them and talk how parents and peers can work together to curb cyberbullying more effectively. For starters, parents and other adults can discuss the positive outcomes of peer pressure against bullying. They need to let young people know peer pressure for positive means are acceptable. Encouraging and praising positive social media behaviors and supporting the teamwork behind ending the bullying can create a domino effect. Parents can create a personal army or a group for their children to help with this sort of issue. A parent can determine what the child is interested in participating, such as sport or any other organized team. Generally, that team will be a close-knit unit and will take care of their own, if you will. When one of the members of the team is being targeted by a cyberbullier, members of the team will act in a positive peer pressure method to curb the negative bullying. This seems to be fairly effective on social media sites, where bullying can seem like a 24/7 occurrence, because just as it seems like the bullies are always online that frequently, so are the team members. So that's how you can merge parents and peers to overcome the cyberbullying effect. Anyone wants to continue?
I think after listening,
IZZAT, okay, so what do you think now?
after listening points from you guys, I have to say that I'm changing my mind. I'm going to agree with this one. The peer plays an more important role in tackling cyberbullies, because as Sari said, parents and peers have a very huge age gap, right? And then furthermore, I believe that maybe parents also don't know well about the technologies and what has been happening in social media. So I think they peers, since peers are the most active in social media, so I think peers can help in cyberbullying context.
Okay guys, I think all of us have shared our own opinions, and IZZAT already agrees with peers to tackling cyberbullying. So I think, can we reach a consensus now?
Yeah, sure. So I think we can safely say that we have reached a consensus. We have come to a conclusion that peer pressure is our best bet in curbing cyberbullying. There are other factors like parents or social media companies and some other unaccounted factors which somewhat helps to curb cyberbullying, but none that plays the most vital role and the most effective tool in curbing cyberbullying as peer pressure. So that's all from us in this group discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.